Everyone, welcome to another episode of Independent Artists Unite Song Series. Super psyched tonight to have moodring here. Welcome, my man.
What's up, Scott? How's it going? It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm good, man, but how are you doing? You're also Los Angeles based, right?
Yes, sir. Los
You're
Angeles,
stay you
born and raised.
staying safe over there?
Yeah, we're trying our best. The air quality has been a little bad, but we're doing our best out here.
Yeah, are people wearing masks and stuff like that in the street,
I don't
or
see it
just
too
not so
much.
much? Yeah.
I mean, there's wildfires are kind of a consistent thing here, so I
Yeah,
feel
but
like,
this is I feel like this is next level, yeah.
oh yeah, it was kind of apocalyptic for sure.
But everything's dying down now.
Yeah, it's very calm. I feel like the residents of Los Angeles really came out to support each other.
Yeah,
There was
yeah, yeah.
been a lot of coming together of people rather than a separation, which I feel like we've been experiencing these past few years.
Yeah, I remember that with 9/11 too in New York. I was in New York for that, and it was the same thing. You just walked out on the street and people just started talking to each other and like putting their arms around each other. And
And I was only a child during that, but I do watch videos on that, and
oh
it's
yeah, me too. Yeah, just a child.
just, no, I was truly a child. I'm, I was like a baby.
Well, I'm glad you're all safe there, man.
Thank you, thank you.
Have you ever had to evacuate from a threat of fires in California or
We've
not?
had to, yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm not too worried about that. We're not too close to those areas,
yeah.
like the Palisades, or I feel like those areas are kind of prone to fires. So we're like in an area where we're pretty safe for the most part. But yeah, it can get bad, like especially air quality wise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, and now are you friends with Kid Barrett?
Yeah, I'm friends with Kid Barrett and
Barrett and Vessel and MF Vessel? Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I was like doing some detective work in the Instagram, and I said, I saw Kid Barrett with his guitar. So did those guys contribute at all on this EP?
they didn't contribute in like they didn't play on it, but as like people that I know that are part of my life, yes, they have
Yeah, it's
contributed.
like bouncing ideas off them and stuff like that.
Yeah, they've
Yeah.
definitely heard the tracks before they even came out, you know. So they
Wow.
definitely had like notes. I take notes from my close friends.
Well, that's a powerful crew right there.
Yeah, they're powerful, man.
I
They
like
got
those
they got
guys a
that.
lot.
They got
Yeah,
it in
yeah.
the songs, dude.
And then it was mixed by the great James K. Ultra as well, right?
Yeah, it's James, man. I love James. He's the best. He always
Uh,
makes everything
yeah.
so easy. Like that's what I love. I just want it to be easy.
Yeah, man, but he gets what he tunes in and he really like
He
it's like
locks
he
in.
shapeshifts and he just gets what you're going for, And then it makes it so easy. It's a real talent. It's like it's very cool. Very
I
cool.
mean, he definitely has a broad range of styles, so he can tap into anything almost. In my opinion, I feel like he can tap into anything.
I think so too. He does yeah, he does. I've heard him do a whole range of stuff now this past year. It's been very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So you were tell me about the genesis of moodring because I was reading on Spotify too. You were playing with different bands and and doing some supporting playing
Yeah.
um, and then you just decided I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah, I feel like every musician or artist at one point gets to a point where they're like, okay, it's been fun to share the stage and to share the studio with friends, people that you've grown up with, but there comes a moment where you just have to like define yourself and stand
Mm,
away from everyone else. And I feel like that's what moodring was for me. It is for me. It's just me standing on my own.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
written all by me. Like uh, it takes a lot. It's a labor of love for sure.
Mm,
It takes time, patience. It's not an easy task, that's for sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But when you got to do it, you got to do it.
Yeah, man. It's for it's for my own health mostly, but I hope
Oh,
people
phew, yeah.
draw from it, you know?
Yeah, I hear you there. Yeah, I definitely do it for my. Well, I've realized this. I've had a year from hell this past year. I don't know how well yours has been, but
I'm sorry to hear that.
it's been so. Well, it's actually it's been a gift. You know, that's what I realized. It's been a total gift every step of the way because you know, not only do I turn around and make music out of it, you know, but it's also it's just like how we grow, you know. It's like it could be nice if we like grew, you know, without pain, or maybe it wouldn't. I don't know, but
No, that would be
it seems like it's got to be
perfect.
that way.
But no, but you're right. It's like such a dichotomy, you know, like
Yeah, yeah,
you do need some, I feel like I hate it, but you do need like some struggle or else it's kind of boring, bro. Like what do you have
yeah.
to say?
Otherwise, we're just couch potatoes, I think.
Exactly. Like I feel like each one of us needs to tap into our hero's journey because we all have a
Oh,
hero's journey we could tap into.
exactly, exactly. All right, yeah. I was just suggested to read like The Hero's Journey again, so I'm reading that Joseph Campbell Hero's Journey. Yeah.
It's beautiful,
Um,
yeah. It's a beautiful like self-help concept for sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's talk about VR Junkie. Is this a is it a metaphor? Is it literally about a VR junkie, or how'd this song come about?
It's a metaphor and literally because I feel like at this point, I mean, you know, look at we're talking from like thousands of miles away on this, but I feel like despite all this technology, like the human spirit still shines through. Like there's a connection here, you know. It
Yeah, yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
work if there wasn't, but I do feel like yeah, like we're sick with the internet. Everyone
yeah.
is like mentally, physically sick. Like it's I feel like it's destroying a lot of things, but it's also building like a new future and we need to grasp it and use it for us instead of letting it use us. We use it
Exactly.
for
Yeah,
us.
yeah. It's got to be used as a tool. Yeah, that's what I think too. Yeah, yeah. But it's funny. I find myself not being able to like. Well, that's complete bullshit. I can't believe I was going to say that. I was just going to say I find myself that I can't just like doom scroll anymore. It's got to have a purpose to it, which is complete bullshit. But I do generally go online for like with some purpose. You know what I mean? Especially Instagram, I have to say. But are you on TikTok?
I mean, is anyone on TikTok anymore?
I think it just went back up.
Did it?
In the States, yeah.
Oh shit.
I was like, oh, I can't believe they're taking away TikTok. And then I realized I'm in Europe and I realized, oh, they're not taking away TikTok. I still think of
Oh,
myself that I'm in like just because I'm American, they're gonna track me down and take it away from me.
like no TikTok for you in Denmark just because you were born here in America. Nah, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
Um,
it's already back up. Yeah, it's already back up in the
I'm
States.
not. I feel like TikTok is the ultimate degeneration of society. Like, honestly, okay, so
Yeah.
my mom was watching TikToks yesterday, getting her fix right before I went offline, and I'm just there right next to her, and I'm just like, dude, what are you watching? Like, I'm glad this is going away. Like, but I don't know, like, I just feel like I heard this is just I don't know anything, but in China, apparently they use TikTok to like they only promote positive things to children, like based on education, science,
Yeah.
technology, and I feel like over here it's just unfiltered, raw ignorance.
Raw
Yeah,
sewage.
yeah. So that's
Yeah.
how I don't. I mean, it's a great platform to promote yourself because I feel like artists nowadays can be made on a platform such as TikTok. Like it could make like you have a good little snippet of a song and then it blows up. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess you never know. So, so VR junkie, you're a bit kind of talk. Well, actually, let's read the lyrics because you said you were warning me. It's pretty dark, but you know I love dark things. So
Yeah, I'm
let's.
slightly uncomfortable with it, but I'm
Oh,
doing it
really?
because I want to be open about what it does entail because I feel
Okay.
like we don't talk about it enough. And I'm
Yeah.
just going off the top here. I don't have it written anywhere, but
Okay.
it says, "I'm stuck in the matrix. I can't escape it. I can't escape these thoughts that I'm facing." So I mean, it's just very literal.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes, "Can't you see I'm so helpless, stuck under your rule and you're selfish?" Just obvious kind of. It's about also like inner struggle. You know,
Mm-hmm.
coming to like, how do I manage myself online and as a human being separately.
Mm-hmm.
It says, don't you know this is why I bleed so deep? Don't you know this is why I cry in my sleep? Sometimes I find your life is weak. Sometimes I want to end mine now. So it's like obviously uh, a suicide kind of line.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's very dark. I feel like technology has brought a lot of people to a point where like we're so interconnected yet so separate, man. Like in the real world, like everyone's friends online, but then in the real world, like it doesn't equate to
Mm.
me. Like it
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah, yeah.
equate the way people act online and the way people act in person. Like I will
Mm.
be the same person to you all the way through. Once we meet, I hope to meet you one day, like because
Yeah,
I love
man.
your music. Um, I like your
Oh,
new
thank you.
single, like your newest single. It's great. I like the sequencers you put on it. But okay, going back to the
Yeah,
song, sorry,
yeah.
I go on a little tangent. Um, so so I said sometimes I want to end it now, and then yeah, my life I try to end it now. It's pretty dark. I try to mask it with like reverb because I feel like I don't want that to be such a that's a heavy thing to hear
Yeah,
for
yeah.
it. But yeah, and then it goes into like the chorus. I don't want to waste my time staring at a blank screen. Don't you feel like a fiend? Just it's
Yeah.
really playing on that whole addicted to technology.
Yeah.
Just many tropes, many yeah, and then there's like a little bass break, and then it goes into like I guess like a darker part of the song, as if the song wasn't dark enough already lyrically. But it says and as the moon rises and the sun sets, your soul belongs to me. Because I feel like everyone's online at night, and
Mm.
that's when you sacrifice yourself over to that
Yeah.
that animal.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much the whole song. There's probably like a little word here or there that I didn't
Yeah.
exactly touch on,
No,
but
I love that, man. I
yeah,
mean,
it
I
was
think
very
it's
raw.
also,
It was very
yeah, but I think it's very clever, I mean, just making the title VR Junkie, you know, then you don't really know if if the protagonist is in some kind of gaming environment and they just want to die and become a new character or something. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like it would be different. It's like like
oh,
if it
it's
was
like
like
yeah, it's
Ozzy
like killing your
Osbourne, the Suicide Solution.
yeah. No, we're not.
It's
Don't
just a song,
condone.
man. It's just a
Don't
song.
condone it. It's an amazing song though, but don't do stupid shit, guys. Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I think it's important to talk about too because it's yeah, this the of course it's I feel like I've had to really learn like how to kind of frame my existence online. You know what I mean? Because I'm a big like compare and despair person. If I can totally get sucked into that. You know what I mean? It's like I can be like, I mean, I remember when I was like, when I first met James, I was like, alls I want is to break that, less than 1,000 thing on Spotify. This was like my goal, man. It was like, and I had put out like, I think I put out like 25 albums, that were mine, that were like self-produced. I was putting out an album like every month.
That's great, man.
And
That's
then I met James, and he's like slowed me down a little bit, like it taught me how he does things. I was like, oh yeah, thanks, man. And and then it was like I had to like catch myself because now I'm like, oh, it's only like 1,500, you know. Oh, I only got like 1,500, you know, the first week of this song. Oh God, you know, it's like I forget so quickly that all I wanted was that 1,000.
Bro, if one
Right?
song, if one
I see,
person listens, it's amazing, you know?
I see other people like getting thousands and thousands and thousands of plays, and it's like, okay, I really need to just focus on that. I am so grateful that I'm reaching more people than I used to, and you know, that's okay. You know, it's like I really have to talk myself down because there's something about the whole thing that sucks you in, you know, and you just end up feeling less than. And I could totally like totally see how that leads to like suicidal ideation. You know,
Oh yeah.
totally.
Well, it just makes your self-worth go down because there's just millions of people like just showing how great their life is, you know? And
Yeah,
like no
yeah, yeah,
one's life is perfect, so we just show like the best parts of our life on the internet, you know?
yeah, 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 yeah.
It's just unrealistic, but that's what music is beautiful, that we could get these concepts across and like just make people dance, you know? Like that's cool. I
Yeah,
love
and
that.
it's and if you it's like how beautiful is it that let's say you have had I don't know if it's true, but let's say you have had suicidal ideation in your life, but instead you wrote a song instead of killing yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like that's the shit right there.
That's the
If we
true
could all do
suicide
things like that.
ideation right there.
Exactly, exactly.
Because
Yeah.
you just end the you create life out of death essentially.
Exactly. I can tell you, I have been close to that edge myself. I've always been like a depressive person, and I'm on like max antidepressants right now, in fact.
Mm.
Um, but it's whenever I take like my pain and my suffering and create something out of it, just like you said, it's like creating life out of the death, you know, and it's like and then you have this thing, and if it turns out to be something that you really love too and people you know respond to it, then it's like you know, it's like yeah, it's like this
It's validating.
yeah, this alchemical thing. Yeah,
It's alchemy. Yeah, I was gonna say the alchemy part. Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. It's alchemy. It's truly is like not many people can do that, which is like how do you turn a shitty situation into a good situation? Like it takes a magician at that point because it's already a shitty situation, you know? Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you have to change the way you think and not many people can do that, you know?
Yeah. What you so you mentioned you have your mom is still alive, which is awesome. Does she
Yeah.
support your music and stuff?
Yeah, of course.
Is
She's
she
always
into it? Yeah, that's awesome.
she does she's a of like the 80s. She grew up in the 80s, so
Oh
uh
yeah, all right. Well,
I feel like it
she's my people.
yeah, I mean, you guys would probably connect on musical similarities right there, you know. She actually influenced my musical taste very like deeply. Like I remember listening to No Doubt's Return of Saturn as like a 5 year old, 4 year old. Like how what more can you ask for your mom to be playing No Doubt? Like that's
Yeah,
awesome,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
She's
so cool. Yeah, but I can hear that. I can hear that energy in there. Yeah.
it, it's from her, yeah, for sure.
And you're playing all the instruments on this?
On this one, I wrote everything, but specifically on this, I'm talking about the EP in general. I
I
wrote
was
everything,
wondering. Okay, yeah. Because I was
but
wondering if it was an MF Vessel guitar on VR Junkie. It kind of sounded like.
yeah, no, I kind of want him. I've wanted him to. He'll be on something. He'll be on something that I put out for sure. He's just such a busy guy, you know, and I just love him, bro. He's the best. Like he's the best.
He's a great guitar player, man. I love the stuff that kind of finger picky stuff that he's done. You know.
He has a great tone. But yeah,
So, but so are you playing guitar on this one?
oh yeah, sorry. I completely got lost right there. Yes, no, no, no. I'm not playing guitar on this one. My friend Eddie, Shreddy Eddie. He's Shreddy Eddie 94 on Instagram.
Ready, ready.
I just gotta shout him out because he's a
I
metal
love
shredder.
that. Yeah,
He's a metal shredder. So this isn't very. It's not really in his style, but I had him over and in the studio, and I just told him like, here, try to play this. I couldn't exactly nail the part. I had it written, and I had like a demo track in place of it, but I just was so frustrated I couldn't get it. So he just came over and like, I was like, just play this, and he knocked it out like in one take, and I was like, all right. See, like
wow.
I was stressing myself out, and also a buddy of mine, Andrew Guerra, um, drew on the bass. He's drew on the bass on Instagram. Shout out to him. He played live bass. There's a synth bass and there's a live bass. I played the program, the synth bass, and he
Yeah,
played live bass on it. Yeah, but everything else is me. There's a mixture of live drums that I played and sequence drums and also like all the other synths, and that was all me. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's really cool. It's like I love just the way it starts, and just like when you drop into that verse, it's like it's a heavy vibe. You know what I mean? It's
oh,
like this kind of I don't know what it reminds me of, but it's a bit like I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Actually, I don't know if this is just like coming over me because I talked to a guy from LA yesterday, and I don't know if it's like because David Lynch, just passed, who I adore, and but I could see that with your music too. I was saying to him, I could hear him at the Roadhouse in Twin Peaks playing, but I could totally hear VR Junkie playing in the Roadhouse as
that's
well.
awesome. That's a great compliment right there, man.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
yeah,
the great David Lynch. It's like a great mind. He was a great mind.
yeah. I think it's really too. It's like he loved LA so much, and like shot in LA so much, and and he just like talks poetically about the air and the nature around the Los Angeles area and Hollywood, and it's just like it just seems so poetic that like these fires came and he was just like, I'm out of here. You can't burn my you can't burn my backyard like that. I'm leaving.
Really, I like that take on it. Yeah, it's very poetic. I feel like in a way though, nature cleanses itself always. It, it it has always done its own cleansing without human intervention. Like
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah,
we can't get in the way, but also we could do our best to not impact the environment so harshly as well.
yeah, yeah. I think that's a healthy view if you can step back and take that view. But it's yeah, it must be hard for people that lost houses and
Definitely. I know.
I mean, especially the people that couldn't afford to lose their house. Of course, some of those people can. It's only one of their homes that.
Exactly. They don't have another home to go to.
Exactly.
Like, want to go to my beach house in Barbados real quick? No, just kidding. But yeah, no, I've been born and raised here. Honestly, even if it burnt to the ground, we would have to rebuild because this is where my life is. And you're right about the city. There, it is magical. The city's magical. You just have to look for the magic. It's easy to overlook it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean I was out there in 2000 actually. My band moved from New York, and we went out to Hollywood to make it big, like as you do.
Oh,
And it things didn't quite turn out as planned. But yeah, I was like in West Hollywood on off of Highland Avenue on North Citrus Avenue, was it, or North Citrus Street Drive, North Citrus Drive maybe. Yeah, it was a few blocks south of on Highland of Hollywood Boulevard.
okay, nice. That's a nice area.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, but we didn't have a car, so I was like I realized real fast that it's not cool to take the bus in LA.
Yeah, LA is in New York. I wish it was. Man, we need a people should take the bus, take the trains more. We need to get more people like we just need to get more people out like walking, you know?
Yeah.
New York, that's what I love about New York. It's just people walk, take the train everywhere. Like there's way more interactions on the street between like all sorts of people. Where like over here you just get in your car and you drive and you don't even look at your the drivers next to you. Like it's a very like just straight view of the world, you know?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Although one time I was walking down the street, I did a lot of walking around LA too. And one time I passed Fabio. I don't even know if you know Fabio.
No,
He was from the 80s too. Your mom will know Fabio.
I've
I
heard
passed it, yeah.
vaguely, but I have no idea.
It
Yeah.
was like this muscle guy with long hair that was like a model for like the cover of romance novels and stuff like
Oh,
that.
I think I may have seen who you're talking about. Like it's kind of ringing a bell now. Yeah, like
Yeah,
a heartthrob on the cover of romance novels. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, your mom will know him.
I'm gonna bring that up to her as soon as we're done with this interview.
So what you're doing some live shows too?
I'm planning on doing some live shows. Yeah, nothing set in stone just yet. Nothing I can
Okay.
talk about at least.
All
But
right,
yeah,
all
we're
right.
planning on doing some shows. Hopefully the next 2 months. You know, so just keep a lookout. You know.
Yeah, it seems like with that whole gang of Kid Barrett and Vessel and you, I mean, you guys could just like have a whole night where everyone's playing, you know?
Yeah, that would be great. I feel like there was a night like that, like a year or two ago. Kid threw this show called Hollow, and it was like uh, MF Vessel, Kid Barrett, Sad Boy Skeleton, like just a bunch of the homies, pretty much, you know.
Yeah,
And
the homies.
yeah, the homies, dude, you know. But yeah, the gang was all there, you know. It was a fun night. I just didn't play that night. All this music is fairly new. If you've seen these songs just came out on
Yeah,
New Year's Day, and
yeah,
the other single
congrats,
I had
man.
is like yeah, the other single came out like 2 years ago, a year ago, oh maybe a year ago. I'm not exactly too sure, but what I'm gonna bring up the frequency of like the amount of songs I drop soon. You know,
Oh
I
yeah,
don't want to I don't want
do
to
you,
oversaturate either. You know.
do you have a new one planned? The next
Yeah,
one?
I do.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah.
it's all finished and everything.
Yeah.
When
It,
are you gonna put that out?
I can't divulge that just yet, but
Oh, right, mysterious.
this is the first announcement of it, honestly, right here. But you know,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
there's a new single that's gonna be coming out soon, but I'm not gonna say when just yet. But keep an eye out. It'll be a good little bop, you know.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can come on again when that one comes out.
Yeah, it would be a pleasure.
But man, it's been so nice to meet you. I'm totally yeah, I love your whole crew, man. So I can totally see that you are the same vibe as all those guys that I
Yeah,
truly
man.
love.
LA, baby.
Yeah.
All LA. We're all LA kids, man. Like we've been born and raised here. Like we breathe LA. Like this isn't fake. Like this is really feel like a great representation of this city, you know, like in my eyes.
Well, it's nice to know that you're like I love this kind of sentiment that like you're there no matter what happens or you rebuild, you help people, this is your home, you know. It's
Yeah.
it's a great attitude and yeah, I hope anyone that you know and relatives and stuff, get through if they got hit by the fires, get through this tough time and yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, it's been great, Scott. It's been nice meeting you. I hope we
Yeah,
do this
yeah.
again soon.
Yeah, we'll do it again, man. Sure.
Awesome.
Talk to you soon.